Okay. Hey, what is up, good people? Welcome back to NBA Fantasy Focus. We have a recap for November 6th, 12 games in store. Let's get right into it. We had the Pistons visiting the Charlotte Hornets, and this one was a close one. It was a putback by Brandon Miller at the very end, and Hornets take it 108, 107. And Cade Cunningham had a triple-double for the Pistons. No steals, no blocks or threes, though. Ivy, 21, 5, and 4. And Tobias Harris, 14, 7, and 3. Not that inspiring, though. Jalen Duren sprained his ankle and left the game. And Isaiah Stewart came in, did okay. I don't recommend picking him up. Paul Reed was decent as well. Let's see what happens there. On the Charlotte side of things, we had LaMelo Ball, who was questionable for this game, but did end up playing. He had his 25, 8, and 6, 2 steals, 5 threes. And Miles Bridges showed up for once. He's been having a really disappointing year. He had 27, 7, and 2 trays. And Brandon Miller with the putback game winner just returned from his injury. He had 19, 6, and 4, 3 trays. And somehow, some way, Taj Gibson is still playing in this league. He started, only played 15, and not much to see there. Grant Williams came off the bench for 12, 7, and 2, 2 steals and a block, and 2 threes. A solid streaming option, I would say. Other than that, not too much to say about this game, so let's move along to the next one. And next up, we have Orlando visiting the Pacers. Orlando has been reeling with no Paulo Banchero. They did have a big game from Franz Wagner, 28, 8, and 6, 2 trays. That was pretty much it for the Orlando side. Solid game from Goga Batadze. He had 10 and 12, 3 blocks. Got into foul trouble, but he's a solid streamer. I would recommend. Caldwell Pope, decent, but can't trust him. Jalen Suggs, who's been really good this year, 15, 6, and 5, 1 steal, 1 block. He had 5 turnovers, but just don't have enough firepower on the Orlando side right now. Mo Wagner was okay, 14-1, not much else. And Anthony Black was decent, but can't trust him, 12 and 6, 2 steals. And this Orlando team cannot get Paulo Banchero back fast enough. They are falling hard. I believe they've lost 4 in a row without him. On the Pacers side of things, well, it wasn't the big game we wanted from Halliburton. He only had 17, 4, and 3. Only 11 shots, 3 trays. I don't like it, but it's okay. Benedict Mathurin, big game. 20 and 11, double-double. 13 of 14 from the free throw line. You got to love that. And Nemhard didn't do much. Miles Turner, solid game. 17 and 10, 1 tray, steal, and 2 blocks. And Pascal Siakam did his usual 17, 4, and 3. No trays for Pascal. On the bench side, Jarace Walker had a solid game, 17 and 6. Haven't seen much of him this year. Hit every shot. And so did TJ McConnell, 7 and 7, 15 and 5. Good late round guy, or not late round, I would say deep league guy for TJ McConnell, or possibly a handcuff to Tyrese. But yeah, let's move along to next up. We have the New York Knicks visiting the Atlanta Hawks. This game came down to the wire. Atlanta takes it 121, 116. Knicks drop to 3 and 4. Disappointing. Atlanta is beat up as hell, so solid performance from them. The Knicks, they were led by Karl Anthony Towns. Monster game, 34 points, 16 boards, 5 threes, 3 blocks. Jalen Brunson pitched in. Not many dimes, but 21, 4, and 3 for trays. Josh Hart at 14, 8. And Mikal Bridges, okay, 10 and 5. And OG Anunoby, 15 and 6, 3 trays. Knicks are pretty much a starting 5 and only group, not much streaming options. McBride was solid, though, 16 and 7 with 4 threes. And for the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young doubled, poor shooting, though, 3 trays. Jalen Johnson, another monster game. He has stepped up, 23, 15, 7 dimes. 3 trays, didn't go to the free throw line, which is great for him. Dyson Daniels had his 4 steals and a block. Unfortunately, the shooting was horrendous, 3 of 16. Solid game from Clint Capella, 8 of 8 shooting, 18 and 6. Kongu didn't do too much for the bench. And Garrison Matthews, a decent streamer, I guess, 9, 3, and 2 with 2 trays if you need the scoring and threes help. And let's move along to the next affair. Okay, here we have the rematch of the 2022 NBA Finals. The Celtics visiting, the Golden State Warriors visiting the Celtics. And yeah, everyone was expecting a beatdown of the Warrior side, but they came through 118, 112. All the talk of Tatum being benched in the Olympics and, Steve Kerr getting booed. Warriors moved to 7-1, 5-0 on the road. Very impressive. They have a better record than the Celtics right now, led by Stephen Wardell Curry, 27, 9 and 7, 4 steals, 4 trays. Monster game for Wardell. Wiggins, 16-2, pretty empty line. And the bench squad stepped up. 10-4 from Kuminga, 16 from Buddy Hield. He's having a great year. 4 trays. If you have him, keep him and keep riding him all year long. On the Celtics side of things, we had Tatum 32, 4 and 2, 5 trays. Jaylen Brown, of course, did not play. Al Horford had 10, 7 and 3, 2 steals, 2 trays, solid for Big Al. Nemanja started pretty good, 14 and 8. 2 blocks. Seems like anyone Boston throws in their starting lineup is capable of fantasy production. Jrue Holiday, 6, 9 and 8. Good all around. No trays, though, and no steals, no blocks from Jrue. Surprising. Derek White, this is not surprising. This guy's a beast. 26, 6 and 3, 2 steals, 7 trays. Seems like he gets better every game, every year. Derek White, beast pick for those who got him. And Peyton Pritchard, this man keeps doing it. PP, 16, 3 and 3. 3 trays. He gets minutes. He closes the games. He does it all. Yeah, keep him while you have him. Ride him. And we're going to move along to the next game on the schedule. San Antonio Spurs visiting the Houston Rockets in a battle of Texas. Rockets blow them out, 127, 100. Rockets move to 5 and 3. Spurs drop to 3 and 5. Spurs were, I guess, led by Victor Wembanyama, only 15 and 6. Did have 3 blocks and a steal. Shooting way too many threes for my liking. Chris Paul, 10 and 4, 3 trays. Julian Champagnie, 13, 3 trays. Just a write-off game here for the Spurs. Sandro Mamukelashvili had 10 and 7, 2 blocks, 2 trays. So just decent option, possibly down the road for a stream. Keldon Johnson, 10 and 4. And to the Houston side of things, very balanced attack. Freddie VanVleet, 10 of 11 shooting. You won't see that very often. He had his 21 and 10, 7 boards, 2 steals, and a tray. Probably his best game of the year. Jalen Green had 21, 5 and 4, 4 trays. Alperen Sengun, 16, 5 and 4. Had 2 blocks and a steal. A little low on the boards, but everything else was good. And Dylan the Villain did Dylan the Villain type things, 10 and 2. Jabari Smith has been disappointing, 12 and 4. And for the bench side of things for Houston, we had Tari Eason, 12 and 4, steal, block, and a tray. Man only plays 20 minutes, still produces. And Amen Thompson, 8, 6 and 4 with 2 steals and a block. Okay, good shooting. Would like to see more points and more playing time. And let's move along. Lakers visiting the Memphis Grizzlies. Lakers were without Anthony Davis. Big loss for them. Jackson Hayes tried to step up in the replacement. He had 8 and 10. Not bad. LeBron James, monster game, 39, 7 and 6, 6 trays. The old man keeps doing it. D'Lo, disappointing, 12-3. Austin Reeves was solid, 19-5 and 3 steals, 2 trays. Dalton Connect started this game, but didn't do too much. Cam Reddish, solid performance out of nowhere, 15-6 and 2 steals, 2 threes. And for the Memphis Grizzlies side of things, Ja Morant, he was hurt in this game. He left after a failed alley-oop attempt. Still had 25 and 4, steal, block, and 2 trays in his 24 minutes. Jalen Wells, solid game, 5 trays, 20 and 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. had 20.6 boards, 3 blocks. Santi Aldama keeps doing it. Great stream option, 11 and 12, 3 assists. And Brandon Clark came off the bench, 6 and 3. Laravia had 13, 8 and 5, very solid. Jay Huff had 11, 4 and 3, 3 trays in only 14 minutes. The man is a per-minute monster. Scottie Pippen Jr., solid as well, 14, 6 and 4, a steal and a block, and 3 trays. Pippen's kid can ball, that is for sure. Let's move along to the next game on the schedule. Cleveland Cavs visiting the Pelicans. Cleveland takes this one against the underman Pels. 131, 122, 9-0 Cleveland. Probably the first time in 10-odd years since LeBron was there. Cleveland had 29 from Don Mitch, 24 from 3, filled every cat, 3 trays, great shooting. Gotta love it. Garland, 14 and 9, 4 trays, having a great year. And of course, the double-double machine. Jared Allen had his 16 and 14, wonderful shooting. Mobley was solid. He had 15 and 9, 3 dimes, 3 blocks. Having a great year for Cleveland. Everyone on Cleveland's having a great year. On the bench side of things, Karis LeVert was very solid, 16, 6 and 6, 2 trays. Ty Jerome, 11 and 5 with 2 trays. He's sneaky good. And Sam Merrill had 3 trays off the bench as well for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pelicans led by Zion, 29, 8 and 4, steal and a block. Wow, the free throws were very good, 11 to 13. Shocked to see that. Ingram had his 25 and 5, solid game for him. Yves Missi had 10 and 4, 3 blocks, not much else. Didn't get that much playing time. Jose Alvarado, wonderful stream option. Must own right now, 27, 7 trays, 5 dimes, 3 steals. Crazy, crazy game. Brandon Boston, another stream option, 14, 5 and 2 with a block and 2 threes. I like what I see from him. And on the bench side of things, we had Green had 11 and 3 steals. Hawkins didn't play much, 1 of 7. And Daniel Tice is no longer starting and pretty much in the rotation for the Pelicans. Let's move along to the next game. Next up, we got the Chicago Bulls visiting the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas mollywops them to move to 5 and 3, 4 and 2 at home. Bulls did not have Zach LaVine in this one. And they had Vooch do his usual thing, 14 and 10, 3 dimes, a steal. Josh Giddey was decent, 10, 6 and 3 with a steal. Ayo Dosunmu started. He had 2 trays, 6, 5 and 4, but the shooting was horrendous, as was Kobe White, 3 of 13. Very volatile team, Chicago. They can be wonderful one game and then just absolute dog shit the next game. For the bench, Matas Buzelis, very nice performance from the rookie, 13 and 9, 2 steals, a block, and 3 trays. Keep an eye on him. And Dylan Terry, 10 and 4, 2 steals, and that was a solid performance. On the Dallas side of things, led by Luka Doncic, the Don, 27, 13 assists. He had 7 rebounds. He had 4 big steals. He had 3 trays. Great shooting. Klay Thompson was solid with 13 and 6, 3 trays. Kyrie Irving only played 28 minutes, 17 and 6, 3 steals. Gafford in only 24 minutes at 17 and 7. Great shooting for him, 3 blocks. And Najee Marshall filled in for PJ Washington. He had 8, 2 and 2. And the bench was led by Olivier Prosper and Quentin Grimes with 7 and 6 points apiece, respectively. Let's move along. Okay, we have OKC visiting Denver. And, and a Western Conference clash went down to the wire. OKC had a chance to tie or take the lead in a big block by Watson there. For the OKC, they had 15 and 10 from Chet. Only one block, 2 trays. Poor shooting, though. You don't see that often. J-Dub, monster game, almost had a triple-double, 29, 8, and 9, 3 steals, 4 trays. Really doing well. Shea had his 28, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, steal, block. No trays, which surprised. But Isaiah Joe, very solid, 11, 5, and 3. 3 trays. They just keep switching that last spot in their starting 5. He's got the audition right now. And Lou Dort, this guy surprises. 11, 6, and 3, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 3 threes. You got to have him on your roster right now and keep him while he is going hard. Aaron Wiggins, 13, 2 and 1, 2 trays. Alex Caruso, 4 steals and 2 blocks. Just does not score and get the minutes for the fantasy value. And the Denver Nuggets, they were led by some guy named Nikola Jokic, the Joker, 23, 20 rebounds, 16 assists from a center, unreal. 2 steals, 2 blocks, a tray. For him, poor shooting, but for most regular folks, decent. Russell Westbrook had a flashback, 29, 6 and 6, 3 trays, good shooting for him. Christian Braun, 24 and 8, 2 steals, 4 trays. He's a wonderful waiver wire pickup for those who got him. I did not get him any spots. 24 and 7, 6 3-pointers for Michael Porter Jr. and Peyton Watson, I should say. 10, 3 and 3, 3 blocks, a steal, and a tray. He's going to be a solid streamer as long as Aaron Gordon is out. And Julian Strother pitched in with 9, 6, and 5. Didn't shoot the best, but they got the job done. And let's move on. Okay, another thrilling game that came down to the wire. The Miami Heat visited the Suns. The 2 tropical teams going head-to-head. And it came down to the last second. Miami Heat couldn't pull it off. They were led by Tyler Hero, 28 points, 6 assists, 5 threes. Adebayo did not shoot well, but everything else was just amazing. He had his 12 points, 12 boards, 6 assists, 5 steals, and a block. Just horrendous shooting, though. Terry Rozier didn't shoot well himself. Did have 7 boards, 5 assists. Jimmy Butler, very quiet night, 15, 7, and 3. And Nikola Jovic only played 5 minutes. They had Haywood Highsmith come off the bench, 19-7. Haven't heard much from him this year. Duncan Robinson had 9 off the bench. Khalil Ware had a little sighting. Keep an eye on him, 7 and 3. And he puts up the defensive stats very easily. And let's move along to the Suns, who are 7 and 1 on the year. And this is what everyone expected from them when they put their big 3 together. 5 and 0 at home, led by Kevin Durant, 32 points. Amazing shooting, 8 rebounds. Did have 6 turnovers, but we'll forgive him for that. Devin Booker, 22 and 9, 4 rebounds, 2 trays. Brad Beal had a bit of an off game, but did have 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's still dealing with that elbow issue, so don't be worried. Tyus Jones had 8 assists, not much else. And we had a Nurk alert, 20 points, 18 rebounds, 3 trays. A dime, a steal, and 2 blocks. He does this once in a while, but I mean, when he does, he just puts up these huge nights. Off the bench, Grayson Allen had 12, Ryan Dunn 7, and Royce O'Neal 6 and 7. He's been solid as a stream option. Let's move along. Right. For the final game on the schedule, we had Paul George and his Philadelphia 76ers coming into the Intuit Dome, losing 110-98. It was pretty close until the end there. And actually, the third quarter, Clippers, they pulled away. Moved to 4 and 4, 2 and 4 at home. 76ers dropped to 1 and 6. Just pathetic. Tyrese Maxey got hurt. He'll be out a couple of weeks. He only had 12, 1 and 1. Kelly Oubre started, had 18, very inefficiently, but he did 8 of 12 shooting, so for him, that's good. Drummond, 9 and 10, not much else. And Caleb Martin, 14 and 2. Paul George had 18 and 7, 3 steals, 2 trays in 24 minutes. Good shooting for him, but this Sixers team needs Joel Embiid back soon. Maxey is out. KJ Martin had 10 and 4 off the bench, but I need a lot more from the Philadelphia bench right now with Maxey out and Embiid still not fully back. Clippers led by Norm Powell, 26.6 trays, 6 dimes. Wonderful night for those who have Norm. I have him on a couple of spots. Jamie Harden, 18 points, 6 dimes, 3 steals. Bad shooting, but we'll forgive him. The 3 steals in the block. Ivica Zubac had 15 and 9. And wonderful shooting. Derek Jones Jr., 14 and 4 and 2. Serviceable. On the bench for the Clips, Amir Coffey, 11 and 3. Nicholas Batum, 7-2 with 3 steals. Not much to write home about that one. And Clippers, they blew them out. And the 76ers are very disappointing. So that wraps it up for our 12-game here recap for November 6th on NBA Fantasy Focus. Thank you so much for viewing. If you found this show of value, please consider giving it a thumbs up, like on YouTube. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. And we will see everybody on the next time here on NBA Fantasy Focus.